Hello everyone, welcome to Amarcast India Tech News Update 18th June in 2020. Now first news is Google has released a direct response ad format for YouTube. Now direct response ads essentially means that you can kind of take a response or an action within the ad, and they are also called DR ads. So this format on YouTube is more quote unquote shoppable, and you can do shopping directly from the video ad campaign. And the storefront opens up in the ad, and you can browse for products just like a product page, and you can complete the transaction on the website. Now, Facebook announcement of shops was a little different in the sense that end-to-end commerce would happen on Facebook itself. But in any case, I mean, this is the era of direct response DR ads, and I think this will increase the ROI obviously for the e-commerce players, and will be very useful in terms of getting more value out of the advertising which is happening on the platform. So do test it out. The other big news is that UK has dumped their own app for coronavirus tracing. That's very big, and they feel they were kind of probably capturing too much data, or this contact tracing was invading into the privacy, and they have advocated for the Apple Google design, which Apple Google released, which I had reported earlier, and it was more privacy focused, and less data is captured and more encrypted data is captured. So I think it's a very big move where countries kind of taken a call to shut down their own app and believe in a third party technology. So it seems it's quite a good thumbs up for the Apple Google technology in contact tracing, and we hope more countries kind of move into this direction, so that the kind of privacy violation which is happening, in my view, even in the Arogya Setu app, it's a little too much, and a lot of people have put in a complaint that Arogya Setu app doesn't work that well. Even one corona patient himself told me that I've got corona, and the app is still not able to detect it, and he's got a test and he's kind of being diagnosed. So I think it's good move to the Apple Google design system. Next solid news is coming from the online healthcare sector. I think this is a research by Practo and reported in LiveMint. Basically, online doctor consultations have gone up 500%. And I think the number reported is 5 crore Indians have taken an online consultation. This is a huge number, and people feel it was safer to kind of do it online. Although I think for 1.5 2 months it was practically the lockdown, so there was no other way other than this. So we need to see how much it kind of continues. But as long as this COVID impact is strong and there is no permanent solution to COVID, I think these teleconsultations and these online consultations are going to be very strong. Practo also reports that 80% of these people were first time consumers. So it's a fantastic number in my view. And I think at some level, if the comfort is developed, and it could be great for doctors as well. They don't stand to lose so much business. But some of the professions in doctors, like there's a friend of mine who's a dentist. Now, very tough to, kind of do any kind of dental procedure online other than just, give a medicine out. And dental procedure, kind of obviously involves a lot of saliva. So impossible for the dental doctors to start working right now. So it's good that online consultation has gone up. It doesn't solve the full problem, but it's very, very encouraging with the numbers which we've seen. The other big news is obviously, the two news items which are there is there have been tension between India and China, and India lost around 20 soldiers on the border, and the sentiment on social media is very strong. So Economic Times reports that the anti-China hashtags have kind of being big on TikTok, and they've reached millions and millions of views in terms of boycott Chinese products and India-China border and China border. I mean, there are a lot of videos and which are being very patriotic, and they're boycotting Chinese goods, and kind of glorifying the Indian army. So this has been happening on TikTok. But on the other hand, Economic Times reports that all the Chinese smartphone companies, they've said that, hey, look, there's hardly any impact which is happening on our sales. So senior execs have reported to ET that, there's hardly any impact, and strong promotions are happening on Amazon, Flipkart, and sales are as good as ever. Even Vivo has kind of reported through their direct channels as well that the sales is the same, and there is no dip in the smartphone sales. Although my only question is, I feel the smartphone sales would have a dip because there's a dip in sales in any case. At least in Delhi and Mumbai, very limited people are going out to at least shop. If people have to go to work and that's kind of necessary, they're still doing it. But I kind of feel that there would be some dip in sales for sure. In any case, I mean, Chinese companies are saying there's no dip in sales, probably due to this India-China sentiment. So that could be the point here. Next news is, I mean, Jio continues to pick up more and more investments, and this is the new investment coming from Saudi Arabian Sovereign Fund. This is 367 crores for a 2.32% equity stake. I think it is probably the second biggest after the Facebook number. So, I mean, like, wow, what else can you say? I think the company's crossed 1 trillion investments, and now accumulated 115,693.95 crores, which is like US $15.19 billion. Just to have a roundup of investors, there's Facebook, there's Silver Lake, there's Vista, there's General Atlantic, there's KKR and Company, there's Mubadala, there's Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, there is TPG Capital, there is Cataturn, and there is the Public Investment Fund, which is put in now 11,367 crores, which is US $1.5 billion. So, these are all the investors, and big movement in space of Jio, and one wonders how they're going to use this investment. And earlier, they kind of structured their debt route and used the RBI announcements to put out debentures and bonds. I think probably they put in NCDs and kind of raised a lot of money at 8 to 9%. And somebody told me that that's a significant interest advantage they're having, because the earlier money they had raised was probably at 16-18%. So huge movement at Jio. Fantastic to raise such amazing amount of money in this point in time. So this is it for today, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care.